Alright folks, I thought I'd toss up, well, one of these here. Something new. It's, well, new. As far as videos go, it's Civilization 2. Oh, I'm gonna start a pre-named world because I don't like being randomly generated on an island and useless for most of the start of the game. I'll select difficulty level. Really only the big difference between the difficulty levels is that you start out with less stuff, and they generally start out with more stuff. So, I really don't feel like, stabbing myself in the head, so we'll go with just warlord. Should be enough to, not that we're gonna smash everybody, but it should be good enough to give us a challenge and make things a little bit more balanced. We're gonna just use standard rules. Let's go with the Jap. No, let's go with the Vikings this time. Because it's not going to matter too much. Empyrean. They have the medieval castle. Alright, we have a knowledge of the basic junk. Unfortunately, we lost out, I guess, on getting something decent to start with, so... Alright, well, if anybody has not played Civilization at all, this is the basic setup. You have your map, your overworld view, and then your status menu that shows you how many people, what year it is, money, your science, luxury, tax levels sets. Right now is 50%, 0, 50%. And then your stuff about whatever unit you've got on the screen. This unit right here is the settler, and he's going to build our first city. Right. It should be pretty obvious what this is going to be called. Yup. I kind of want to try my hand at some more, getting some more community input. So, anybody who wants to toss city names down underneath this particular video, you're more than welcome to, and they will likely appear in the future videos. Of course, it all depends on a lot of things. Primarily, when I actually do these videos and what the names are that you guys put down and how many I get. I don't want settlers yet. That would be dumb. Alright, so just a basic run through. We've got the resources that our city is producing right now. And this is all tallied up into these areas here. Different, land types produce different resources and different amounts of resources. So, looking at it, we've got actually got 4 food. 2 are going to surplus, and once this food storage is filled, we'll get another settler or citizen, and then the more of these areas will be able to be harvested for more resources. And right now we don't have a lot to build, but well, yeah, we'll stick with the warriors. And do excuse if the mouse goes down the bottom and my taskbar pops up, because I'm not going to try to edit out all of them, but it might happen now and again, so... So yeah, I'm not really... I would like to also get some feedback as far as what we do, where we... not where we go, because it's not too big of a deal, but... well, the map will kind of determine where we're going to go, but... where we want to build cities at, what we want to name those cities. That's probably the primary one. Later on, if we want to go to war with somebody and we are powerful enough to do so, then, I'll leave that decision up to you guys. We are doing the most important part of the game, early on anyway, and that's exploring for huts, because these villages like this can give you lots of random items, and it is very important early on to get things like the advanced or the ancient wisdom, because it well, fills in the gaps that your research. Since you can only research one technology at a time, there's a much better chance that you can get more ancient wisdom and get a lot of the technologies that your other people or your competitors are working on through just finding huts. It also lets you discover some more units, lets you discover some money. Sometimes you get settlers or just straight up build a new town. The one bad thing, I guess, is you can kind of run into barbarians every once in a while, which can really... they don't really do a lot of damage, because heck, half the time you can pretty much straight up kill them with even the basic units, but then again, sometimes you're unlucky and you'll lose one of your wandering tribesmen, your explorers, to barbarians. But anyway, like I said, I kind of picked a custom map because I really don't trust the random generator all that much. Not really what I wanted to do, but I think I got archers. I'll send them back. You guys. Oh, it's not. But yeah, I don't trust the generator. Empty. I don't trust the generator too much because, as far as a Let's Play goes, it would not be fun starting out on an island where you can't really do much. Hey, an advanced tribe. Awesome. We'll just get a city out of nowhere. Alright, well, I'll leave that one to be renamed by you guys at some future point if you guys really want to change the name of it. But the custom map is just basically a lot of landmass with a large kind of river that goes through the middle of it. There might be an island or two in there, but I don't think there is. I think it's all pretty much accessible by ground units, I believe. Or at the very least, there's a lot of landmass. So even if you can't walk to the other half of the world, as it were. Another city. Awesome. Alright, so there's 2 cities for you guys to rename. But essentially this kind of... I designed it just so... I designed it more for the multiplayer, and... Let's see, alphabet is what I want. The multiplayer has one of these real awesome features that I wish more games had nowadays, and that's essentially, since it's turn-based, you can pretty much have a game running at all times and have people just kind of log in and out of the game. And they can take their turns, when they have time to hop in, play a few rounds, with buddies, and then go about your business. And you can set it up to where maybe they have a couple hours, and if they haven't logged back in to do their turns, it'll go around for them. Man, another city to name. Alright, we are city masters. I'm gonna just leave you right there for now. But it's very friendly to people who don't really have a lot of time to sit down and play a game like this, which you really couldn't sit down and play a full game of Civilization, as it were, anyway. But it takes a game which is going to take hours and hours to play and makes it much more accessible to people who only have maybe an hour or so to play, or even 20 minutes or so. But breaks it down, makes it accessible so that those people can just pop on, do what they want to do, and then go back to the real world and continue on doing whatever they're doing. And I really enjoy the fact that it still oh hey, now we got settlers, which we're gonna send down here. So you do have a pretty sprawling, thriving civilization so far. Not running into anybody yet, but like I said, this is a pretty big map. The only other alterations I did were, I believe I altered some of the terrain types so that they give just a bit more resources. Not like an insane amount, but I believe, let's see if I can Food shields. Yeah, okay. Don't think it really tells you right off the bat. Alright. Essentially, it's just I did that so that instead of the basic strategy is to just go in and level everything to grasslands and then irrigate it. But I kind of wanted to keep the idea of, leaving some of the jungle or swamp or mountains usable for other reasons or for other resources. So you don't have to just straight level everything down. You can actually go and uh, maybe irrigate, around a mountain or around a hillside, or keep your mountains for defense, or even build a city on top of a mountain and not really lose out as far as resources go. And I'm getting a lot of units, which isn't a terrible thing, but when you pick them up and they immediately, as you notice, these guys are now they are counted as being this particular city's units, and it draws on them for support, which is a little bit unfortunate because that hinders their production, but at any rate. You build archers. And you're alright for now, I guess. They're already building archers. And you've got a guy fortified. Alright. But yeah, I kinda, like I said, I wanted to throw something up here to keep myself focused on doing more of these videos, essentially. It is not really a hectic schedule, but it's a very random schedule for me. I don't, it's all health related, so I wanted to kind of do something that didn't require a lot of editing, and at the same time I could do live commentary for. So I figured, hey, let's make it a game that probably a lot of people have played, or at least have played some sort of Civilization. So it should make for at least some discussion and some ideas being tossed around on the comment sections. So again, like I said, if you guys got any suggestions or city names, once we get really into the thick of things, I will start throwing out ideas for war, who we should ally with, what I should really focus my production or science towards. Right now I'm doing it for one specific thing, and you guys might know if you've played any Civilization, essentially what I'm going after. Can I get it? Yes, fighting. Continue. Oh, dirt. I need to read those more. Sometimes I just go okay and forget that it'll just start rebuilding the same thing again. Alright, so once I will probably call this video good once I unveil my sinister master plan. Shouldn't be too many more turns. These cities kind of like they branch out. The resources branch out from the city, 2 on each side, and then 3 wide. So 1, 2 squares, and then 3 out. So you don't want to build your cities too close to each other that they overlap those areas. And this should be a good location right here. I mean, look, make sure 1, 2, that curve of the river there. I think that should be alright. So stop here. Yeah, that should be good right there. We'll actually cover most, if not all, the gaps. I think yeah, I think that should be good right there. Right there in the river delta. Alright. Do a little bit more exploring. We shall see if we can actually run into somebody, because I said this map is I think it's one of the biggest, or the biggest size category maps you can make in the map editor. And with all the exploring I've done, this is as much of the map as I've actually revealed. So, okay, we're gonna build a city. What are we gonna call it? Let's call it, Forester. Let's keep to the theme. I didn't hit the enter key, but I guess, decided that that was perfectly acceptable. Alright. Again, guys, if you've got suggestions, definitely toss them down, because I'm usually not terribly good at naming cities randomly. Hey, more settlers. I usually just leave it to the default city name, but because this is a let's play, I'm leaving it to you guys. Not too bad. Population really doesn't mean too much, it's just the total amount of people you've got in your cities, and it generally just keeps going up unless you're getting killed at war or your cities are getting attacked, essentially. Let's see, let's go on up this way. If you guys want to figure more out about the game, or want me to explain a bit more of the game mechanics and all that, hey, I'm the most powerful, awesome. Do feel free to mention that in the comments too, because like I said, I kind of expect most people have played a Civilization game, but if you guys haven't, then I will certainly fill in the gaps, or hopefully be able to answer questions. I'm no guru on this game, but I've played long enough to kind of be able to figure out essentially what all goes on. Sometimes there's just a few funky things that happen here and there, and you might wonder what the hell happened, and then I can just kind of go, well, the crazy Swede civilization has developed nuclear turkeys for their wonderful Operation Hen project, and I don't know where I was going with this, but they are doing something. But there's some quirky things that happen sometimes in the game. There's not a ton of bugs, but it is usually some pretty basic stuff. And it doesn't have quite the quirks that the first one had, in that there's not a real large likelihood of a fortified warrior defeating a battleship that's attacking a city. I actually, I'm sure some of you people who have played the original have had that kind of ridiculous scenario happen, where cities will be fortified by really weak units and still somehow defeat, guys with bazookas and tanks. Very bizarre, but it happens sometimes. In the original, anyway. This one, I don't recall anything nearly that ridiculous happening. So let's get you guys to somewhere where I can explore. So far, we haven't run into a single other person, which is kind of odd. Hopefully, they didn't all start on the other side. I don't think I've had that happen before, but it wouldn't surprise me all that much if it did. Alright, so let's change to something that's more beneficial. And let's fortify that guy. We will move on. Again, like I said, the map is essentially... that's kind of the only downside, really, to the custom map, is I kind of know where not everything is, but the general layout enough to where I can go, hey, I'm on this side of the map, well, there's gonna be, hey, awesome. there's going to be a lot of, XYZ to deal with, or, hey, I'm going to run into this river all the way over here, It's mostly, I know kind of the general layout of things, so I know if I'm on the side, maybe there's some particularly large desert or, something like that here or there. Let's name this the Technodrome. I don't know. I'm just pulling names out. Like I said, if you guys come up with a decent enough list of replacement names, there will be a lot of cities to rename. I've got 1, 2, 3. Technodrome, not really too attached to it, so 4. And 5 if you can really think of a better name than Forester. But we'll see how this fares out. And like I said, I'm kind of waiting until my next technology pops, which should be, let's see, what does my science advisor tell me? Discoveries every 14 turns. Yeah, I thought it told me somewhere. I'll hunt around and look for it. Okay, we are on the search for more stuff. So far, not finding much. I'm gonna leave that guy to do that. You go this way. We will find something. Ancient wisdom, sweet, bronze working. Huts and huts. Alright, so not too much going on so far. I'm kind of disappointed that we haven't run into anybody yet, as far as other civilizations go. But I guess that gives us plenty of time to search around and maybe find more of these villages, more locations to build new cities at, that sort of thing. Let's go that way. Searching around. Wandering nomads. So another set of settlers. We'll send them back over there to work on, probably build some roads and such to do there. Because I have a decent start on the villages front, I do need to kind of bump up the... Oh, hey. Alright, well, I guess we'll have a city here. Okay. Not bad. Horde of barbarians. Oh. And by a horde of barbarians, they mean one barbarian. He did not live. Alright, let's see. Let's check this out. Ancient wisdom. Pottery. Not a bad... That's probably one of the better ones to start out with, really. If you should start a new game and get pottery. Oh, hey. I actually wanted that guy to be there. Oops. Alright. Because we need to build something else there. Alright, so... Since you guys are searching for stuff down here, I'm gonna go this way. Advanced tribe, another city. Oh boy. Alright, so I guess that's still better than finding yet another unit, because I can always do something with the city. Then again, I also still need to find names for all these things, so okay, cool. Do take note of the fact that there are occasional frame rate hangups, and that's because I'm still using a crappy built-in video card. And since this game runs at full screen, and the video capture at full screen is a lot more stressful than the windowed variety screen capture, it is much more prone to hiccups. Let's see, where would we want to send this guy? Since he is essentially a attacking unit, he's going to be wandering that way. Alright. Hey, yet another one. Westness. What? Ironworking. Hey, alright. What happened to my... Ugh. My research has gone down. Alright, well, I guess I will explain my strategy, or let you guys figure out what my strategy is in the meantime. Until then, folks, again, toss down any of your ideas, suggestions, or whatever you want to put down in the comments while I try to move off the edge of the map and fail. And we shall all see how the mighty Vikings move on in the glorious Civilization 2 world. Until then, have a good one, folks.